It's part 5 of my self-proclaimed documentary. I believe I left off with my introductory to prison life in part 4. So we're gonna take it from there. I caught my first bid in 1989. 90B0075 was my state ID number. I did a 1 to 3 for a weapons charge. Shit got nasty from that point. I had no idea what life had in store for me as a result of me making bad choices and bad decisions. No, karma doesn't work immediately. That shit might come 20 years down the line, man. And I don't like to call it karma anymore. I just like to call it consequences for your actions, man. You know, you do certain things, right? You put certain things out in the universe. It stays there and it goes in rotation. And sooner or later, it's going to get back to you. So, I went to prison for, I want to say, off the 1 to 3, I did 20 months. And it's like I got out, man, and I was just waiting to go back in. I got out and I lasted 87 days before I landed back in prison with 8 years for a robbery and a negligent homicide. You know, it's when you go do something with somebody and if they get killed in the commission of whatever it is y'all doing, that's your body. And the funny shit is I wasn't even there. Again, like my reputation always preceded me. Like people would place me in areas where they might have thought I could have been or speculated that I might have been simply because I was known for doing shit like that. That's why they say be careful what you ask for because you might get it. I go through the 8 years. During the course of the 8 years, when I want to look back now, I want to say that I was struggling with finding out who I was. A lot of situations I was placed in and a lot of situations that I found myself in, I was really discovering who I was because you really are who you are when adversity comes. That's who you are. When trials and tribulations come, and when nobody's looking, the way you respond is the way you perceive things. So little did I know that I was in for a big surprise, man, because repetitiously I kept getting out of prison and going back to prison, getting out of prison, going back to prison. And when I was going back to do time. And I didn't want to. I never asked myself, why was I constantly in and out of prison? I thought the shit was like, just a part of the culture, man. I honestly believe that, my life was supposed to be like that, like harsh and just not living, surviving. Who wants to live like that? I didn't want to live like that. I felt that I had to. I got on my 4th bid. Well, my first bid was for a gun. My second bid was for a robbery. My third bid was for a shooting. My 4th bid was for a drug sale, an indirect drug sale, but it was fabricated to put me in jail for my 5th bid, which was a murder case where I did 12 years. That I ain't even do that shit. Like I was just... And I couldn't fathom why all of this fucked up shit was happening to me until I turned about 46 or 47 in prison, sitting on my bed wondering why my life was in such chaos. And I ain't find the answer. until I started looking at my motherfucking self. Stop blaming other people. Stop pointing the finger at other people. Stop saying because my life was my childhood or because of my mother or because my wife stressing me out or my kids or I mean, whatever the fuck motherfuckers be saying when they fucking fail. They never just stop and say, I fucked up. I failed. I did something wrong, and go back and delve into that, man. And that's what I began to do. I started looking more at me instead of looking at people. And I'm still doing it. I'm still working on that. Prison saved my life in some instances. And in some instances, it distorted my perception because I came out here unbeknownst to the ways of the world. I was institutionalized. We're going to get to that in another conversation.
Gonna pop this shit off correctly, man.
All up in my ear.
Hey, Don, what up?
The mic is loud, but